I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. This is the Billionaire Brown Experience. Let's go. What do you think about Donald Trump's brand?
It's a mess. It's an impressive mess.
Is it a brand though?
Yes.
You would consider, okay, it is a brand. Okay.
I mean, he has had a brand that has crossed over to the presidency. I mean, his persona and personality, it's a brand, and it's collecting news on the positive, on the negative. I mean, no president has ever been talked about. I mean, on both sides of the coin. This is the guy that's saving us. This is the guy that's destroying us. I mean, when you look at it from a branding standpoint, and this is not being political, you have a guy that has the biggest fans and worst enemies, more so than anyone we've ever seen in history. But also at the same time, we're now at the fullest cusp of social media. You see words that get spun in awful directions. While at the same time, there are awful things that are being said, and how it's, I mean, the spin doctoring that's happening with his brand, it's impressive, it's frightening, it's something that I stay far away from.
Okay, are you familiar with the comedian Katt Williams?
Oh, of course.
Okay, so my question is, he has a great brand. I find him to be extremely intelligent as well as funny, but he has a weird, a very strange, I guess, journey where he'll go all the way down to the bottom and he'll come back up. He'll go all the way down to the bottom, he'll come back up. He'll go all the way to the bottom, come back up. Not everybody is able to do that. Do you think that happens? I mean, he even got beat up by a kid not too long ago. And he keeps coming back. We just accept him. We accept him. We accept him. Does that have his ability to do that? Does that have anything to do with his brand? If so, like, why are some people able to just bounce back like that?
I mean, with someone like Katt, I mean, you've got a guy who, he was branded before social media came. I mean, he's been around for a good while, and inside of, I mean, he is. I always kind of considered him the Renaissance Black comedian, because he has all the wisdom of the Harvard, all the attitude of the ghetto, and all the craziness of middle America. He really, I mean, his ability to communicate, and I have a number of his albums. I've seen him twice in LA. It's like some of those reality shows. You want to see what's going to happen to him next. And you still in the middle of the worst time, you want to see him win. And there are even the people that hate him and want to see him lose. Katt Williams, I think, is the best way to think about like 1980s talk radio. The people that would tune into those shows. I hate you. You're awful. Change the channel. Well, I don't know what you're going to say next. Katt Williams, you don't know what he's going to say next, but there's a brilliance to him, and in the middle of some of the horror stories that have been, that have occurred, he still has that element of brilliance. Now you take another comedian, sort of in a similar, not as intelligent, but like a Carlos Mencia. Carlos Mencia got nailed. He got called out. Joe Rogan got him for all of his plagiarism. I mean, he's been fighting to come back. He's gone through all this stuff, and he'll never make it back. He'll never turn around. You look at Kevin. I mean that cat, another guy. He's so wise, and yet he's got the Napoleon complex. He's got the proud ego, and yet at the same time, there's that humility. Joe Coy is another comedian with a great brand who, I mean, he brings up his sleep apnea as a key part, and then he gets these sleep apnea companies to get behind him. These people, and to make it more of a thing for your audience, even though they all came from a time prior to the heavy importance of social media, inside of their brands, their personas have become so strong, and their stories have become so popular that it allows them to sustain in the good and the bad. So for each of you, the story outside of your business, outside of your product, to develop that and let people want to see you succeed. And even to an extent want to see you fail. The vicarious connection of your growth with your product when someone is connected to it more than just being sold to it. That's an amazing thing. I love that you brought him up. I love Katt Williams. And as I check in and I follow him, I do find myself going, okay, what'd you do this week, dude?
Dental problems don't get better the longer you wait. They just get worse and more expensive. The #1 dental plan in America today guarantees to save you 20 to 80% on all dental procedures you can get done in the dental office. Regular teeth cleanings all the way up to cosmetic dentistry. No waiting periods. Contact a benefit consultant immediately to find out what open enrollment specials are available in your state today. 888-674-9409.